Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Perspective. We'll be talking about the FATF's removal of Pakistan from the grey list. And of course the ramifications of that. We've all addressed all the strategic deficiencies according to the State Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Kar. She was talking just now, and of course the technical and diplomatic inroads Pakistan has made in this regard. Of course also the fact that this is a result of political unity and it's a result of hard work all around. She categorically talked about the efforts of people behind the scenes as far as removal of Pakistan from FATF is concerned. And of course, it's a day for celebration as far as this very welcome news is concerned for Pakistan. A little later on, we'll also be talking about the disqualification of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan by the Election Commission, the likely ramifications of this decision, and what is likely to follow after this decision for the PTI, for the political process, for the political parties all around, as far as the political scene is concerned, as far as overall legality of the decision is concerned. We'll be talking about that, all of that today on Perspective. I have with me Dr. Abid Abbasi, who is a political analyst. Thank you for joining us today. We have with us Barrister Yasir Latif Hamdani, who is a legal expert. Thank you for joining us. And Fareed Rez, who is a senior journalist. Thank you for joining us. Ji, Abid Sahab, of course, moving on from the FATF, of course, that's a huge development for us. It's a very welcome decision. I want to talk a little bit about, of course, this decision as far as the EC is concerned, and how do you look at it? What, we're also seeing protests break out, and, as far as this decision is concerned, whatever the decision may be, we have seen, unfortunately, the kind of reaction that comes out from the opposition, the current opposition is, one, we've seen some scuffles happen outside the Election Commission also. How do you look at it overall, and how do you see the scenario?
Thank you very much, Mara. Yes, it is a very important decision today, and the Election Commission has given, or it was perhaps for some people it was expected, because the moral standards, the PTI has said, the way Imran Khan, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, he has been criticizing the people for every small thing, that there should be some very high moral standards. But when it comes to his position, the ECP has taken the same stance, and about 85 million rupees clock he has taken to home. I think it's a very big question mark. I'm not talking about the legality of the decision, I'm talking about the morality of the decision, because he has been raising that he is a very simple person. His supporters have been saying these things, that he has no lust for anything, he has seen everything, he has been leading a very lavish life across the world and during his life. But what we have seen, that Pakistan, particularly about that watch which was allegedly being sold into a market, and that was the person who has given that gift, who has gifted that watch, that was also known about this happening.
Right, Abid Sahab, let me come back to you. I'm going to go to Yasir. Yasir, before we talk about the legality of it, of course, I'll go to that for you, go to you on that. But overall, as far as, the narrative of the PTI is concerned, a little earlier on we saw audio leaks come out, and, with regard to that, of course, we saw some of that narrative, seems to have been exposed. Do you think that this, the morality, which is what Abid Sahab is saying, the morality of the decision, the morality of how the Election Commission has looked at the Tosha Khana case, does the same as far as the narrative of the PTI overall is concerned?
It's punctured the entire narrative, hasn't it? The narrative of PTI being the Mr. Imran Khan being Mr. Clean, and PTI being the clean party, or as they say in Urdu sometimes, Saaf Shafaf Chali, PTI Chali. So that kind of narrative now has suffered irrevocably. It's been irreparable, the damage that has been done from this Tosha Khana case, regardless of how sound the judgment is. That's an entirely different matter.
And the detailed judgment hasn't yet come.
It hasn't come yet. So we'll have to see the detailed judgment, but for now there are issues with it that one could take issues, and
Right. Let me go to Fareed Sab. Fareed Sab, what about this? The way that this is now, we've seen the protests break out in some areas, the scuffle outside the Election Commission, which also resulted in, I believe, the arrest of a representative, an MNA's guard. All of that, the reactionary side of things. How would you look at that, considering that, decisions have come out in the past against other political parties also?
It had to happen because it was, as far as PTI was concerned, its chairman Imran Khan was continuously pointing out, continuously criticizing the Election Commission of Pakistan. He was continuously raising and putting pressure on the Chief Election Commissioner. And that was the same thing. That was he knew about thing that this is the case which could turn out to be a serious matter and a serious concern for PTI and its chairman. The reaction is obvious. It is not a surprise for me because it would have, if the decision would have been contrary, other than that thing, they would have celebrated it. They would have been cherishing the decisions. But now, yes, the reaction is obvious. They are protesting over it. But the basic thing which I wish to discuss over here is that if Imran Khan, if Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf contests a by-election and if they bag 8 seats out of 10, they congratulate each other, they cherish with the results. But if they lose, they keep on criticizing on the Election Commission of Pakistan. If the decisions are in the fair, then the decisions from the institutions are very good. Then they celebrate and they say that, okay, this institution is very good. But if the same institution, either it could Election Commission, either it's the judiciary, our apex court, our honorable courts, they keep on criticizing them. So this kind of hypocritic statement, these kind of hypocritic behavior, I think so it is not acceptable. And if you accept it, if you think that the things are clear, then you should accept it by heart and soul. But if you believe in this thing that the Election Commission of Pakistan and the Election Commission of Pakistan is biased, or if the decisions are coming for somewhere else, then it's not fair. I think so they should accept it. And another important thing, few are comparing the decision with the former Prime Minister Mian Nawaz Sharif, his disqualification and the disqualification of Imran Khan. At that moment, Mian Nawaz Sharif didn't have any chance to appeal. But right now, Imran Khan has a chance to appeal. He could appeal, he can appeal, and as indicated that they're going to the Islamabad High Court to challenge this decision. So yes, the courts are open. The platform is open for PTI.
And when we look at the by-elections, Abid Sahab, Fareed Sahab is talking about the by-elections, and particularly the Karachi election. We've seen, it is one of those seats on which the PTI lost, and we've seen a lot of reaction. We've seen the same thing that, we don't, hum nahi mante, in Urdu, they of course are not agreeing to the decision, they're not accepting the decision in Karachi. And yet the seats that they've won, they've said that they accept those results. So overall, we are seeing that style of politics come out from the opposition.
Actually, the fascist tendencies, I'm sorry I have to use this word, these are fascist tendencies. In the Karachi, Imran Khan lost to a very ordinary worker of Pakistan People's Party in the same Karachi city. In the other, he has won the election in the same Karachi city, but he was raising sort of eyebrows and he was raising questions, serious questions against the election officials in Karachi city. But I think, as the Raisa has said, this morality, and Yasir also mentioned that the morality question is very important because Imran Khan has been saying so. The second thing which I want to mention, I'm sorry, that is actually Imran Khan has used very, pressure tactics on every institution of the state. He has become, because we have seen when the saga in the parliament and the vote of no confidence was succeeded against him, he has, in a very hasty manner, dissolved the National Assembly. And now he is talking about the new elections, or put the whole saga which he is carrying out. He is saying that I am for the new elections. The only demand is the new elections. But when he was in power, he has not, dissolved the assembly when he knew that he has lost his support in the National Assembly.
But as far as the election,
one point, just 1 minute, that I think it's a very high time for the incumbent government because as we are celebrating and we are happy that Pakistan has come out of the grey list of FATF, but the way for the government is that the pressure is being released, the pressure is being eased for them situation. Because one of my friend, Hammeed, he used to say that the only thing which can dilute this situation, this chaotic situation, is that the government succeed to deliver to the people of Pakistan, as Maulana Fazlur Rahman is also saying.
Of course, delivering, and I think that, as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, that's what he talks about again and again. That's what he's saying, it's about delivering, it's about dealing with inflation, it's about dealing with the economic crisis.
But so far we haven't seen any very visible kind, I'm sorry,
but we saw the
visible
dollar
kind
come
of
down a
things.
little bit, of course, with Dar Saab coming back, and then, we will know how, as far as the performance of the government is concerned. But let me go to Yasir.
The performance we have seen regarding FATF, regarding the international connections which the government has made. The Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and Prime Minister himself, they have connected with so many people across the world, and
the way the
seeing
floods,
those
of
results.
course, and their effect, and then we saw the address in the UNGA, which was acknowledged that there is Pakistan has
And he is
in
offered a
need.
very prestigious post over there.
Yes, so we want to, we have to give that due. But let me go to Yasir. Yasir, as far as, the whole, the decision is concerned and its effects are concerned, according to the decision, it seems that it's supposed to last for the tenure of this assembly, and that is August to 2023. as I
Yes,
recall.
so for the time being, that's how you interpret it. It's not a lifetime disqualification. That's Article 63 1P, which the decision has come under. However, I think the decision itself, as much as the morality question does come
I
up.
want to come to the legality of it, but first I want to talk about the fact that as far as the decision is concerned, we're talking about a disqualification, but we're also seeing that these are seats from which the former Prime Minister has already resigned. He is then also contesting the by-elections. Then he says that, I'm going to contest from numerous seats. Then he's going to obviously resign from the others, take one. That one seat, we've seen this decision come. So overall, it seems to be this web of contradictions. Do you agree with that?
I think there are contradictions. I think the entire, I'm sorry to say, the politics that Mr. Imran Khan has been carrying on for the at least last 10 years have all been a web of contradictions. It's an absolute, one doesn't know what to say.
There, on the one hand, Farid Saab, on the one hand, there seems to be, he says he has no respect for the assemblies at this time. He doesn't want to be. Then, on the other hand, we are seeing the Punjab Assembly, the KP Assembly. He seems to have respect for those, but not the National Assembly. Then the National Assembly, we are seeing at this time, he wants to contest the seats on them at the cost and effort of the Pakistan, to the Pakistan, to the government, the funds being used, exchequer, all of that. But at the same time, he's saying that this disqualification, which is for this term, he's going against that, he's appealing that. So how do you look at all of this, as far as the PTI narrative is concerned?
I think so, as I earlier stated, that they have some dual standards and things. The things which suits them is in their better benefits, which doesn't suits. Then they think that if it doesn't suits PTI, then it doesn't suits the country. But it's not the case.
But how do you justify this to a sane, to somebody who wants to, understand the basis of the narrative of the PTI? How would you explain it?
Actually, if I talk to, if you ask me about it, I don't think so. Okay, there is any kind of a justification to this thing. But yes, PTI chairman Imran Khan, he explains, he justifies to his followers, his voters, that whatever the decision he is taking, he is right in it. But as far as you talked about the assembly, going back to the parliament, I think so in Pakistan, the basic solution lie in the assembly, the democratic system. The power is in the National Assembly. You can take power from them. You can have multiples of solution in the National Assembly. But the basic thing over here is that by the time we are seeing Imran Khan in the politics, and right after 2014, he thinks that he can take and he can bag all the benefits by bringing people onto the streets. This is not the case. You are taking the votes from the people. you are taking the mandate of the people. The people have given some trust on you, and they believe and they expect from you that there will be some kind of a solution. And where the solution will come from? It will not come from the streets. It will not come from protesting. Okay, yes, you can protest. You can protest, but every day, every single day, 24/7, 365 days, you cannot protest on the street.
Yes.
But
You
is that
have
the
to go to the assemblies if you want to put this country on a right track.
But do
They
you think
are
that
the
is
political
problem?
parties.
But do you think that is the problem?
This is the problem.
The
That you
problem
don't
is
have-
that Mr. Imran Khan is the local Desi version of Mr. Trump. That unfortunately is the problem.
No, but as far as, I mean, the problem of empowering the assemblies, which is what Fareed Saab is talking about, or empowering the legislature, we've seen, you know, a vote of no confidence happen. Of course, we can't compare, but we have seen Liz Truss, you know, just yesterday resign. We've seen a vote of, you know, a democratic process, a parliamentary process, by and large, being followed. In our country, the kind of traditions we are setting, again, like you are talking about, you're saying we want to, you know, we want to, under the guise of protest, take it to street power. Is that what we're angling towards?
Yes,
Is
it has
that
been.
what our politics is going to be?
It is.
Not
it-
politics, but
not-
particularly, I'm sorry,
yes.
particularly politics of PTI, because when Imran Khan was given mandate, whatever the quote unquote that was controversial, many people have raised questions on that, he remained in power for about 4 years. He couldn't deliver anything. The right way, the right direction was to deliver the people of Pakistan what they expected from him. When he failed to deliver anything, he has used that same very tactics which he has been using while being in
And now
Dharna
we
and
are
opposition.
hearing, and now it's not about, you know, okay, peaceful protest, right? But we are hearing statements like, you know, which are openly, one has to say, threatening, coming
Protest for
from.
what? There are courts. They should go. They have got so many
But they will
reliefs
go
because
to
people
court
have been
if they get the
criticizing
kind of
that
decision they
those
want.
reliefs have been given unduly to the Imran Khan. Then still he has, in case of Fareed has very rightly mentioned that when Nawaz Sharif case, if we consider that, the Supreme Court had become the trial court itself. There was no option for him to appeal in any court. But in case of Imran Khan, he has, still left with 2 options to go to High Court and then to the Supreme Court of Pakistan. So the protest for what? If the Election Commission and constitutional institution has given a decision, you should go to the
They
court
have
for
the
appeal.
chance. They have the chance. Yes, to chance to go to appeal and to go to appeal this decision. He has the opportunity. It's not the case as the Mian Nawaz Sharif Saab is.
He had no option
But
for
is it about
Yeah.
optics? I want to go to Yasser and ask about the legal side of things. But do you think it's largely about optics? I mean, is he trying to say that, look, I have this power or I have this support, and therefore he should be getting, you know, some out of the box help, or, you know, he should be given some out of the box treatment, which is, you know, what this whole scenario seems to indicate.
He has been quote unquote ladla for so many times in so many cases. But I think perhaps this is the time, this is the interest of the country is at the stake. We, thanks God, we have got out of FATF. We have so many issues with the IMF. The people of Pakistan are suffering the price hike, the inflation, the historical price hike is being
But what
faced
do you
by the
think
people
will
of Pakistan.
happen in-
This chaotic situation should be end now.
Do you think
the
he can't
constitutional
sustain
institution
the
should decide.
support? I mean, what is he afraid of as far as, you know, if he has as much support as he claims, then, you know, why not wait for, it's not that far off, August
For
2020.
elections, yes, of course. That is the
Actually, he
right way.
thinks about that the support which he has, and he wishes to channelize this support by conducting early elections. He is afraid of,
Yes,
and
but I'm saying why-
he was afraid of these kind of the thing that he used to say that that those who don't want to be in the politics, they are trying to knock me out on the technical ground because they don't have anything on me. As far as the audio leaks were concerned, he is also concerned on the audio leaks also. So he thinks that Imran Khan thinks that as far as this support is concerned, as he claims that he is the populist leader for right now, so he thinks that the elections should be conducted as early as possible.
But for that, he can easily dissolve assemblies in Punjab and KP. He's not
Of
doing
course,
that also.
that's a fine way
That's
for him.
also something, you know, we haven't seen that happen, and there's a categorical refusal to do that. If he's so serious about the elections,
Actually,
Yeah.
he
Why
keep
do we go down
on
that
mustering the support of his followers. for a better way, for a better time to come, then elections
Yeah,
would
so there are
held.
more, as far as the former Prime Minister is concerned, we are looking at 2 more cases which are pending, major cases, one of them being the foreign funding case. And there's another case also, as I'm, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, that's also a very important case for the PTI leadership. In this case, what do you think will likely happen? Of course, the PTI has said that they will go to Islamabad High Court. But what is the likely process now as far as the Election Commission is concerned? They will notify the disqualification. How will it work?
Well, that's what they're trying to do. So what's happened here is that what the Election Commission has said is using 63(1)(p) said that the Election Act has been violated, and by that they mean 137, 167 and 173 of the Election Act, that these have been violated, and therefore Mr. Imran Khan is guilty of corrupt practices and is disqualified for the time being under 63(1)(p). Now the problem, unfortunately, is that there was to begin with a bar, 120-day bar. So it had to be within, since it's a case of false statement and incorrect declaration, that is covered by 137 of the Election Act. It's very clear that that has to be done within 120 days of that declaration. So that's one bar that comes in the way. The second thing is that if there's an offense, so 173 and 167 create offenses. In order for that offense to be tried, it has to go to a session judge. And that hasn't been done. So only after it goes before a session judge can it be decided. So my understanding is that this ECB judgment is not going to stand.
Right. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Thank you so much for being with us today, Dr. Abid Abbasi, Barrister Yasir Latif Hamdani, Fareed Res. Thank you so much for joining us today. Right. Unfortunately, but we're going to be closing on a very positive note. We've seen the removal of Pakistan from the grey list as far as the FATF is concerned. It's certainly welcome news. We've seen Hina Rabbani Khar, the State Foreign Minister, come up and say that this is actually something that is a result of an effort all around. It also, reeks of political unity, and it means that there's nothing that Pakistan cannot achieve. She was also talking about all of those people behind the scenes who've worked tirelessly for this achievement as far as Pakistan is concerned. Thank you so much for joining us today on Perspective.